Kevin, I know expectations were high, but I think what Derek did tonight probably defied a lot of them, even for folks here in this building. Was it defying to you in that way?
No, I mean, I got the job 3 years ago, and the first place I went down to was Mount Verde to watch him. And I've got to watch him over the last 3 years progress. I've got to see him lose almost 18 pounds since he got here, and I think I said it on media day. He's one of the best freshmen, if not the best freshman in the country. I know a lot of people talk about other guys, but what he did tonight is what he does every day in practice, so it's not really that surprising.
What changed from the first half to the second half? That seemed to be the
Just
glaring
nerves. I mean, again, this is the first, we got 8 new guys. So I kind of knew, and Manhattan's a very well-coached team defensively. They run stuff. They're deliberate. I really wasn't that worried. I just wanted everyone to kind of get their game nerves out of them. It's the bad thing about playing scrimmages. The good thing is you play good teams. The bad thing is you don't get that game experience. And so it was just a little bit more or less just everybody kind of relax and we'll be okay, and it was.
Hey, Coach. There was that stretch there in the second quarter where I think they were down 6 and Derek scored 8 straight points. Was that a purposeful decision by you to kind of get him going there in the second half, or did he just kind of take it over?
No, I mean, I think that's something that we wanted to get the ball inside. We knew the size. We had a really big size advantage. We didn't do a good job of getting the ball inside in the first half. You know, again, it's when you have really talented players, certain guys can take over games. And I think Derek just kind of, we got a good steal. He got a big duck in. You know, he's a talented player. You sometimes just got to get out of his way.
And then in the second half, Jacoby, I thought played really well, especially in transition. How much did you like what you saw from him in the second
Yeah, I mean, Jacoby is a great shooter too. So like this, what I'm excited is 5 assists, no turnovers, for his first time out. You know, having to run the show, taking over technically for Jameer to get 16 and 5, play defense the way he played. I was really happy with Jacoby.
Kevin, how did you feel about the chemistry with with the roster that's kind of been remade this season?
What I like the most about the roster, Gene, is last year we would have been stuck with that same 5 out there, and I would have looked down. It would have been a whole lot of options. This year we were struggling, and I had no problem going in with Jay, Rodney, Tafar, Jordan. It wasn't even a thought process for me because that second group gives that first group every day in practice. So last year I think we would have struggled, and we did last year's first game. We struggled because we didn't have that many options. It was nice to sit there and be able to put Rodney Rice in to start the second half and know what he can do. So the chemistry is a long way. I think everyone's going to say the same thing. We're not the only one, but I do like the fact that I had a lot of confidence in going to the bench and playing Jay, playing Rodney, Tafar, Jordan, extended minutes.
10 players going in the first half, is that something you plan to see regularly during the season, or was it just a...
No, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Kevin, what did you see in the minutes with Derek and Juju out there together? How did they kind of play?
Yeah,
balance each
I'm
other
still.
off?
I know all the fans love and want them to play together, and I get it. My biggest issue with playing them together is I got to take them both out, and I think we struggled. We went through a tough stretch when they were both out of the game. I think when they're both out of the game, I'm giving the other team a gift. I got to figure out, and it's really, really hard to try to play a center 8 straight minutes at this level. And so one of them has to play almost 8 straight minutes, and then it's really hard to get them back in. And I know everyone thinks it's a lot easier to do. It's really not easy to do with 2 big guys that have to run the floor, set screens, stay out of foul trouble. Then if they do get in foul trouble, now you're stuck with one of them there. They work really well together. I just don't like giving the other team a free pass, not having them one of them on the floor, because I don't care who you are. If you got to guard Julian Reese and Derek Queen all game long and you never get a break, you're going to be in for a long night.
And no Selton in the second half. Was that just an injury-related thing?
Yeah, Selton sprained his ankle 2 days ago. Missed most of yesterday's practice. I wanted to get him out there and just get the feel of the first game and go through everything. But he looked like he was just kind of not himself, and so that was just kind of what I didn't want him to mess that ankle up any further.
And then talking with, I think you mentioned it too, and talking with Rodney at Media Day, he said it might take him a little bit of time just to get settled, having not played in so long. But what did you see from him today? He seemed, especially in that second half, really comfortable.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing I've seen is over the last 2 weeks, Rodney's been our most consistent and probably best player in practice. And so I think he's gained a lot of confidence in practice. So through his confidence, I have great confidence in him. And I think, you're just going to see he keeps the game really simple. He's going to shoot it, or he's going to, create offense off the dribble. So for him to come out after being out that long and playing the way he did, again, that's the way I'm looking at things. Those are all really good positives.
And I know you probably didn't shoot the ball quite as well as you'd like from three, but what did you think about the looks that you guys were creating?
Well, we were only 5 for 18 at one point. We'd only taken 18, which I was actually kind of happy about. I look at the last 5 misses. Chance missed 2. Deshaun missed 1. Derek jacked 1 up. But this team will shoot the basketball much, much better. That's actually the one thing. Last year, you can ask Damon. I walked off the court and I was visibly nervous about the way we shot the ball. This year, I know we have guys that can make shots, so I'm not that worried about that.
Kevin, the role that Jordan was able to play tonight, there was a stretch there in the second half where I feel like he had like a couple steals and a block, or a couple blocks and a steal. Is that what you envision what he's going to be able to give you this season? Yeah,
I mean, I think Jordan – I threw Jordan into the fire last year. Chance's injury kind of forced that a little bit. So I had to throw him into going from a guy that was not so much a role player, but knew his role, to going out and playing 30 minutes a game and trying to figure it out. Jordan, I think, knows who he is now, and I think that makes a huge difference as a player. Kind of when you figure out who you are and what you can do and how you can be effective on the court, I think Jordan's figured that out, where I don't think he had figured it out last year.
And a similar type of thing with Deshaun. Did you feel like he kind of picked his spots a little bit better tonight, and maybe the game kind of came to him a little bit better?
Yeah, I'd like to see Deshaun be a little bit more aggressive. He's putting the work in, shooting and offensive-wise. I'd like to see him be a little bit more. I think that was a little bit of our issue in the first half, is he can't be as passive. He's been really good going downhill and getting in pick and rolls. But again, even though he played 32 games last year and played all those minutes, your first time being back under the lights it takes a little time. But yes, I think I agreed with you.